time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario.
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 159. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Recording in the morning, I feel like, we were talking about this, that we've all got kind of this.
We have a bit deeper voices.
Yeah.
Sultry.
Yes. We're doing an early morning Saturday show because scheduling and work and stuff, so.
We're kind of big deals now, so it's difficult for us all to find time to get together.
Yeah, our people have to contact everyone else's people.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, oh, hello, this is Barbara from AJ's office.
I don't answer my own phone anymore.
Like, you'd like to schedule a podcast time.
Barbara, though. Like, really?
Justice for her.
That's the first woman's name that popped into my head.
Okay.
So, that's my mom's name.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
My mom's name is Susan.
I know, I call her Grandma Soup.
All right. So I have a kind of a quick list here. Nothing too. This one's just kind of fun. These are 15 movie and TV characters who are now technically Disney princesses, right? Because we know that Disney bought Fox, 21st Century Fox. So here are characters that are now technically Disney princesses. Number 15, Xenomorphs from Alien. I mean, yeah. While neither the alien matriarch or her chest-bursting offspring would actually suit a tiara or ball gown, the story of a headstrong woman battling for survival in an unfamiliar and hostile environment against an evil and superior-minded queen with strange abilities bear a striking resemblance to most Disney princess canon. Number 14, Storm from the X-Men.
Yeah.
As well as princess of the Kenyan Nadar tribe, Storm has held titles including Walker of Clouds, Queen of Wakanda, Wind Rider Goddess, High Priestess, and White King. As well as leading many an X-Men team. To say that she's highly certifiable for a princess role in the newly expanded Disney universe is really an understatement.
Yeah, she kind of blows the competition away.
Number 13, Lilandra from X-Men. Princess Majestrix Lilandra Naramani might be one of the strongest looking new Disney princess recruits, but she might also be one of the most overqualified. Though she's a seasoned intergalactic traveler of an alien Shi'ar race, her path always seems to cross with that of the X-Men's. Particularly with that of a certain bald-headed telepath she can't seem to resist the charms of.
Who can, though? You look into his eyes.
Number 12, Neytiri from Avatar.
With every one of these, I'm picturing like an animated series or something.
I know.
To kind of see how they would actually fit into this Disney world.
And honestly, they may be coming.
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Disney to do animated versions of some of these to milk that money cow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cartoon aliens. That sounds great.
I would watch it.
It kind of does.
It really does.
Thinking about it. Get like the guy who did Samurai Jack to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. Number 11, Owaka, Planet of the Apes. I didn't know that was her name. Yeah.
Planet of the Apes
Caesar's
animated series could be pretty cool as well.
That'd be cool too. Yep.
Man.
Buffy.
Hurry up, Disney.
I know, right?
Get working on
Buffy
that.
from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, it's technically, but I don't think they're going to do anything with that property.
Oh, with Buffy or with?
Yeah, with Buffy.
I could see them revamping it. I mean, they don't technically have to make it family friendly. You know, they can just like let them do their own thing. They're like, hey, we'd like to see a new Buffy movie. Joss, are you doing anything at the moment?
That's true. I think personally, I think that the Buffy's just one of those things that they're like, oh, we have that now. All right, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Firefly. It's like, oh, we have that now. Okay.
Animated series, but that looks
cool
like
too.
similar to Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Number 9, Princess Waitress. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The not-so-secretly autobiographical story... Oh, hang on. She might not be as freakish as some of the other royal women on this list, but Princess Waitress is freaky in many other disturbing ways. She made her royal debut in season 4 finale of FXX's darkly comedic series, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. In the episode, Charlie persuades the gang to perform in The Nightman Cometh, a musical he had written to secretly propose to the coffee shop waitress with.
This one's a little bit of a stretch. I like the series, but
I've never seen it.
yeah, it's pretty dang funny. They just kind of started going over the top, but yeah, it was decent.
All right. Number 8, Peaches from Ice Age.
I really hope that they just leave this alone.
Me too.
Let sleeping elephants lie
And as someone who has
or mammoths.
children, I'm sure you've seen Ice Age many times.
So not with my children. I think Austin's seen it a few times and really liked it, but it's not one of those things that we've watched on repeat like Moana or Frozen or anything like that. But I think that they would definitely like it. But I actually grew up watching Ice Age and I really like it. I've never seen this one with Peaches though, with Manny and what's her name's.
Yeah, that's
child.
the thing. They're doing like a Night Before Christmas, Land Before Time.
Yeah,
where the first one is really good and funny, and Land Before Time wasn't exactly funny, but
and a unique idea.
Yeah, it was unique and interesting. And then the sequels just get progressively worse as they go.
same like Shrek, but not Toy Story. But not
Toy Story.
No,
they just get better, like a fine wine. The sequels age brilliantly.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I was looking just like random nerdy tattoos one time, and it was kind of funny because I saw this one. I'm like, that would probably be a tattoo that Troy would get. It had. Someone had actually put Andy on the bottom of their foot as a tattoo. I'm like, I could see that.
They would have to knock me out for that. I'm way too ticklish to get a tattoo on the bottom of my foot.
Well, also, my brother's name is Andy.
Oh.
So, that'd be a little weird.
Just
like,
get
wow,
it.
you really like your brother.
Just get it for him as a birthday present.
Or you're stepping on him every time you walk.
Sure,
you know?
he's underfoot.
Yeah.
Number 7. Krista from Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. This 1992 classic is one of those animated musical films that is often mistaken for a forgotten Disney production. So it's quite befitting that, with Fox owning the distribution rights, it's now been welcomed into the House of Mouse fold for real. Its fairy heroine, Krista is also essentially... Harry Farrowin is essentially a less tantrum-prone version of Tinkerbell anyway, and her character arc basically makes her forest royalty.
Yeah. This one, okay, I didn't realize they acquired so many assets with this merger.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how many things they have now.
Number 6. Annabeth Chase, Percy Jackson, and the Olympians. Yeah, we can skip past that.
Books were better.
Yeah. It's actually one I can say that I have read the books. I've read the books and seen the movies. That doesn't happen too often.
Oh.
Which order?
I saw the first movie.
There was more than one?
Yeah.
There was 2, right?
There was 2. Yeah. I saw the first movie and then thought, well, that's interesting. So I'll check out the books, I guess.
Books were way better.
Yeah.
It was like a watered down American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like American Gods meets Harry Potter.
Yeah?
Yeah. Number 5, Princess Penelope, The Simpsons. Princess Penelope was brought onto the Krusty the Clown show as part of one of the many efforts in the show's history to boost flagging ratings. In this case, during season 10's Once Upon a Time in Springfield, Princess Penelope's presence is intended to lure in a larger female audience. Naturally, she steals Krusty's spotlight, and the ratings soar. And again, Simpsons is now owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I would have thrown in Marge.
Yeah.
Get
same
Marge
thing.
as a Disney princess.
We need to start a petition for that.
Let's start a petition. Number 4, Princess Vespa from Spaceballs. Considering Spaceballs, Princess Vespa is a parody of Star Wars Leia, it's funny to think that both characters have now been inducted into Disney princess ranks. The whole of the 1987 Mel Brooks movie is, of course, one great big Star Wars gag made long before Seth MacFarlane had his turn at lampooning the franchise in Family Guy. Vespa is the daughter of King Roland, ruler of planet Druidia. Number 3, Princess Annelle, Marvel. Along with the Korean Shi'ar, the Skrulls are perhaps Marvel's most well-known alien race. But since Fox bought the movie rights to the Fantastic Four universe, ownership of them has been tricky. In the same way that Marvel Studios partly controls Spider-Man and the Hulk's movie rights, it hasn't had full control over the Skrulls either, until now. If you can strike a deal for individual properties, why not just buy the whole company? Number 2, the Poplars, Futurama. If just one uncanny princess isn't enough for you, how about a whole alien nest of them? Though it obviously didn't know it at the time, the second season of the now Disney-owned Futurama gave us perhaps the most bizarre royal family ever. The problem with Poplars, the Planet Express team goes hunting for roddenberries on the Moocher planet. Instead, they discover a new edible treat, poplars.
So I was thinking about this, because Disney has always been really family friendly. I think entering this Fox merger, it'll do a lot for their image to change it, to be like, hey, we're not just for kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, back in the 90s and 80s, Disney owned Miramax.
Right.
Who put out more adult-oriented movies, That's where Kevin Smith did most of his film. So they've done it before, but they
went back to their bread and butter.
Yeah, unless you really knew that Miramax was owned by Disney, wasn't really common knowledge.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe with Fox, maybe there'll be more,
Think they'll be more hands-on?
Yeah, more open about it. Number 1, Dr. Frank Infurter, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. From American Horror Story to MASH, Disney's deal with Fox has meant the company is adopting a very strange extended family. Perhaps one of the most delightfully weird of the bunch, however, is Richard O'Brien's cult horror musical extravaganza, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. And if we're counting Poplars and Xenomorphs as princesses, then why not everyone's favorite transvestite scientist too?
Cole's over here just shaking his head.
From Transsexual Transylvania.
That's one of those movies I'm good with seeing once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never again.
You see it once.
Have you guys been to
good.
the showings at the?
No.
Yeah,
I couldn't handle that.
I went to one of those, and they made me wear makeup and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, you got to go full out, man.
It was
full
just
drag.
It was not a comfortable experience for me.
Wait, when you walked in, they had you wearing makeup, or like
no,
makeup on
like the people that I went with made me wear makeup and
held you down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gunpoint.
And
throw corset on you, stick you in man panties.
Yeah, and it was at the Peary's Egyptian Theater.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have been to a show like that, because they have a few other cult classics that do similar things.
Yeah.
But, like, there's things that you have to do. Yeah, you have to interact with whatever is going on
The
screen.
Room.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one
one
of
of
those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a weird movie.
Yeah, I think there's times I've heard we have like throw hot dogs at the screen and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It might have been better if I had seen the movie, like, in the comfort and security of my own home before, being exposed to it the first time there. But yeah, I did not have a good time.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone to that just because I don't like most people, so that just wouldn't be a fun experience for me. All right, let's move on, shall we?
We shall. Right after a commercial break.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No commercial break this time.
Oh man.
I don't think. Or do you want to go on commercial break?
I think we might.
All right, let's go on a commercial break.
I want
not?
to.
It's our show. We can do what we want,
Exactly.
and we'll go on. We'll go on that commercial break right now. On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people: readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back. Unless you want to go on a commercial break again.
I kind of do want to go on another commercial break.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
It was very enjoyable. Okay, so I've got this crazy story here. Earlier this month, Justice League star Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill made headlines by charging fans $350 for an autograph and photo at ACE Comic-Con in New York. It turns out that the Avengers are just as pricey. Avengers Infinity War star Chris Evans and Tom Holland are scheduled to attend ACE Comic-Con. Can they use Comic-Con anymore?
They can,
They
yes.
can.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ace Comic-Con, can,
Yeah.
sure.
In Arizona, January 13th through the 15th, a photo with Tom Holland and autograph will cost $350.
Jeez.
Chris Evans is only making autographs and solo photos available for fans with a $4.95 VIP ticket, though he will pose for a photo with other Marvel actors with the low price of $285 for a photo with him and Anthony Mackie. So here's kind of a breakdown with some of these bigger celebrities.
Yeah.
Autograph pricing. Chris Evans, available in VIP packages only.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, so not only do you have to pay the, $4.95 for a VIP ticket, then you also have to pay for the
photograph
photo
on
itself.
top of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Tom Holland, $175. Now, this is just for an autograph.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
autographs. Right.
Stan Lee, $130. Sebastian Stan, $80. Carl Urban, $65. Haley Atwell, $65. And then it kind of goes down from there, 60, 40, 35. And it was kind of funny because we were talking about, what's his bucket? Jacob Batalon?
Babylon.
Yeah, $35. And we were joking about how, it's like, no, we decide how much.
Who is that? Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't even know you. $5. It's like, this isn't a haggle. Like,
You're like,
okay,
okay,
$10.
Okay, final offer, $10. Like, okay, no. That'd be really funny if he's like, okay, fine. Photo op prices are like this. Anthony Mackie, $75. Chris Evans available in VIP packages only, but Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie for $285.
Oh, that's who Jacob Batalon is. He was Ned in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I like him.
Yeah, but $35? Just because he was like, what else has he really been in?
He's got a couple things coming out.
Oh, that's coming. Okay,
Coming out.
Yeah, but hasn't actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of funny because, I mean, I get that that's kind of a platform for you to make bigger and better things, but where you've only got one really big name or movie to your name, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he's just like jumping on their tailcoats. Some of these other ones, Chris Evans and Haley Atwell, $290. Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan, which would be a way cool picture, but $310. Chris Evans and Stan Lee, care to take a guess?
Oh, I have it right here. So
Okay. Colton?
Well, I have it
First,
here as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to guess $500.
Oh, man, that's exactly correct. It's okay. Chris Evans, Tom Holland, Stan Lee, $800.
Wow.
Man.
That is ridiculous.
As if they
Right?
don't get paid enough.
Yeah, right?
It's crazy, like some of these other ones. Even like Tom Holland and Stan Lee, $500.
Do you guys know how much these celebrities get paid to attend these Comic Cons?
I don't, but I want to say it's like a decent chunk of change.
It's-
They're not going to show up
It's
for
a good
free.
amount of money, yeah.
So
I don't know
perhaps,
for sure.
how much do you think actually goes back to the con itself? Because they're not. I mean, some goes to their handler, and some goes to the actual celebrity, but then also some goes back to the con because they have to make money. You know?
I think that's what the merchandise is for. I think a portion goes back to
I
the
think so,
con.
too. Yeah, the merchandise, the price to
hire a
get booth,
photographer.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I think that's what goes back to the con. I think the
But
stuff that celebrities
still-
get, most of that they keep. I mean, split with like their agent and stuff like that, but majority of it they keep.
Still, one time I'd just like to see them say like, nope, I'm doing this for free.
Yeah.
That would pretty much go viral for
And-
everybody included.
And, you know, it's possible that that may not even be their decision.
Right.
You know, it might be a decision between like their agent and the con itself, and they don't really have a say.
But with this one, now I feel like all other cons are going to follow suit. You know, it's same with like movie tickets when they were like set at a certain price, and then a couple other different locations start charging more, and then everybody else has to. I get that it's a trickle down effect because the movies it's probably costing them more to, to purchase that movie to show at their theater, but still,
Yeah.
See,
So-
if they do that at Salt Lake Comic Convention, I'll never go again, even though I've never been.
yeah. I would still go, but I would hope that they would still do it where you could just meet them.
So here you go. Just a quick Google here for New York Comic Con. Even actors with small roles in comic book TV shows and movies easily make $5,000 to $10,000 in a day.
Wow.
Celebrities generally get an upfront payment as well as a huge cut of the cash, and it's almost always cash only accepted, taken in for autographs and photos. So if you're a big name like Chris Evans or a Stan Lee, and you're there at a con for 3 days,
Yeah.
making that kind of money, you could easily walk away with
More than
almost-
$100,000, I
Yeah,
would
I was
imagine.
going to say almost six figures.
Yeah.
That's
Which I'm
nuts.
Well, you think about it, when Robert Downey Jr.'s, makes $40 million for making a movie,
Yeah.
right? That you break it down, we did that once with basketball celebrities. We were at Troy, Joni and I, we were at the Jazz game, and I broke it down of how much one of the basketball players he would make per shot that he took, or per point that he made.
Yeah.
And it was like $20,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess when you put it in that perspective, it doesn't seem like it's as much, but still for the common folk here that already paid so much to get into the con and then having to fork out an additional couple $100, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. We're making nerd money here.
Yeah. Which translation, 0. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were also talking, it's weird that just putting a pen to paper and writing your name if you're a celebrity can make you hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, it's really strange to me.
That
That's
is
a strange concept.
Like, if you spent an hour writing your name down on individual photos, how much money
one photo?
would that be? Yeah, well, not on one photo. You wouldn't be able to see the photo after. But,
Well, if he sounded like Colton does with his big pencil.
yeah, with my giant pencil and 2 hands.
Draw a little doodle next to it, you know.
But like
Really
dollars per
get that
hour,
money's
that's
worth.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're basically they're making their own form of currency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, those, if you think about it, those celebrities there, in one day, or I'd say the whole con, make more than most people make in a year.
Yeah.
Just in 3 days. I mean, it's
Ugh.
bananas.
No wonder they're going to all these different cons and jumping all over the
Yeah.
place.
And I don't know why celebrities don't want to do that.
Yeah, they're like, no, that's beneath me.
Yeah.
I have to touch the common folk.
I know why. Because they already make enough money.
Well, that's also true.
They don't need the money. Well, then why don't they just do it for free? Because
That's what we should say. If I ever see Chris Evans in person and he wants me to buy an autograph, I'll be like, okay, you really need this.
Yeah.
I'm helping you out.
I know you're struggling.
tough times here. Yeah. Wow.
Speaking of celebrities and money, Avengers star Jeremy Renner named Best Actor for the Buck. This year, Jeremy Renner has proven to be the biggest bargain in Hollywood, thanks to his relatively low pay against the financial success of his films.
What they're trying to say is he cheap.
He works cheap. Nothing wrong with that. Forbes determined that the best actor for the buck by comparing an actor's estimated earnings against their film's budget and worldwide box office. Renner placed first for returning an average $93.80. Whoa. Where's that coming from?
God, is that you?
Sorry. Apparently there's a Toyota-thon going on somewhere.
Our new sponsor.
Yeah, Toyota. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Brought to you by Toyota.
Renner placed first for returning an average $93.80 at the box office for every $1 he was paid.
I feel like this has a lot to do with Wind River.
These numbers were based off the returns for Renner's last 3 major films, Wind River,
Yeah.
Arrival, and Captain America Civil War. Other Marvel actors made the list, with Scarlett Johansson coming in third behind Emma Watson. Thanks to the success of Captain America Civil War and Avengers Age of Ultron, Johansson averaged 66.50 cents at the box office for every $1 she was paid. Amy Adams comes in fourth thanks to the return on Arrival. She brought back $46 for every $1 she was paid. Rounding out the top 5 is Chris Pratt, whose appearances in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 helped him bring back $34 at the box office for every dollar he earned.
That is pretty crazy, but it's kind of cool when you can see that even if they get paid more, they're still bringing in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Sam Jackson didn't make that list. Well, I guess he wasn't in very many movies. Because he has famously said he works cheap.
Yeah.
And he'll take any role he's offered. So,
He's like a good Nick Cage.
Yeah.
yep. Yeah. Sam Jackson is the good Nick Cage. I like that.
Speaking of celebrities, Black Panther's February 16th release date is getting close every day, so it's officially time to start thinking about your outfit for the premiere. I know I do with all these Avengers
I'm
movies.
thinking about it right now.
Yeah, okay. As well as other ways to show off your Wakanda pride.
Plunging neckline. That's what I'm going with.
Revealing. I'm going with a meat suit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Pulling the gaga.
yeah. Show your Wakanda pride in everyday wear. While some may opt for something all-out cosplay for the premiere, others may want a subtle way to pay tribute to T'Challa and the city of Wakanda. Thankfully, Los Angeles-based jeweler designer Dorian Fletcher has got you covered. She's offering this line that she actually was the jeweler that created the majority of these things for the movie. So now she's offering at her store. It's kind of an exclusive thing. Earrings, necklaces, and if that's not like your cup of tea, she also offers hats that she designed the logo for the front of it.
That hat looks pretty freaking cool.
It does.
I gotta say, if it wasn't stupid flat brim, who wears those?
Well,
Those
that
jerks.
and it's also got the snap on the back. I prefer the ones that like is solid, like go all the way around, similar to the one I'm wearing now.
Fitted.
Just so you know, this hat was a gift.
Was it?
It was.
That was fine. Like, I forgot you were wearing a flat brim.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you did.
Anyways,
No, I love flat brim hats. They're great. They're awesome.
The main reason that I bring up this story is because I'm glad to see that. I mean, a lot of the times, the company that made it puts out their own line of jewelry, puts out their own line of merchandise.
Yeah.
But it's nice that they're actually allowing a smaller company to take the helm with this.
Yeah.
Right? And actually have them make some money. It's not too... I was trying to think of another time that this has really happened. I mean, I perhaps with like Harry Potter, where those people that like they made their own wand stands.
Yeah. When we went to the Renaissance Festival, we met the guy, the bee conspiracy guy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And he made the cups. They're made from like horns and stuff for Game of Thrones.
That's right.
His company made that, and we talked to that guy.
Which was really kind of interesting, and he went into great depth about how it was made, like how long the process took, but yeah, it's not all that often that, or at least you don't hear about it. Because I mean, if we hadn't gone to that, would we have known that it was some like random company that does it? Yeah, but it's kind of nice that they're sharing the wealth.
All right. So we know that there's a new X-Men movie coming out, Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
And apparently, speaking of Game of Thrones, according to Sophie Turner, Dark Phoenix is revolutionizing superhero films.
What?
Yeah, we'll see.
Logan and Deadpool kind of already did that.
Yeah. Like, you're a little late to the party there.
Right.
Speaking with Empire Magazine, the Jean Grey actress spoke highly of franchise veteran Simon Kinberg, who makes his featured directorial debut with Dark Phoenix. That's what she said. Simon has been the brain behind X-Men for years, and it's really exciting to have what feels like one of our own rise up and take hold of the franchise, and direct it in the way that he sees it. I have to say he's one of the best directors I've ever worked with. He's so passionate and collaborative. Describing the film as a dark, gritty drama, Turner continued, "We are revolutionizing it. We wanted to create a whole new genre of superhero movie." Arriving in theaters November 2nd, 2018, director Simon Kinberg's X-Men Dark Phoenix stars James McAvoy as Charles Xavier, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Raven Darkholme / Mystique, Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, Ty Sheridan as Scott Summers, Nicholas Hoult as Hank McCoy, Alexandra Shipp as Aurora Monroe, Cody Smith-McPhee as Kurt Wagner, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, Olivia Munn as Psylocke, and Jessica Chastain in a still unrevealed role.
I mean, I'm all for, and like we've said this a lot, go ahead and prove me wrong that you're a game changer, but I'm not seeing with Dark Phoenix what you could really do that would
Logan didn't
revolutionize. Yeah. I mean, do they go more gritty? Wait, oh no, that's already been done. Do they go more lighthearted? Oh wait, nope, that's already been done. Yeah.
I mean, they go, I don't know, heavy on the special effects, I suppose, and I don't know.
But even then, like Avatar,
yeah,
you know? I mean, each one of these different avenues that they could pursue, I'm already seeing that it's been done.
And then she's also talking like, you know, they have like this big franchise going. Like she's been in one of these films
Yeah.
so far. It's like, calm down.
You're not a franchise. She's trying to make herself a household name, like they did. They did the same thing. Now that it's had 2 movies, they were trying to do the same with Rey and these other guys from Star Wars. They're just like, hey, wait, Rey, Finn, Poe, trying to turn them into household names. See, I forgot their name already. but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Poe is already a household name in my house, but for Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Teletubbies.
Those creep me out. I can't do it.
If you were making this movie, Troy,
we have 3 famous Poes that we know. Yeah.
What would you do with it to revolutionize?
Dark Phoenix?
Yeah. Kill off all other X-Men.
No, go the Rian Johnson Star Wars route.
Yeah.
No, I would put all my chips in the effects for the Phoenix.
Okay.
Itself. And I would take it to space and do the stuff with the Shi'ar Empire.
Mm-hmm.
I would make it a very big budget, heavy effects film. Because we really haven't seen that yet with an X-Men film. They've all been very grounded.
Yeah,
And-
if you did go to space, that would be kind of a different direction to go with it.
I mean, and the X-Men, they've been to different planets, they've been to outer space, been all these places. So let's take this franchise out of where
This world.
been. Yeah, let's take it out of this world. And that's what I would do.
I could see that actually working. Perhaps that's one of the few ways that they could change it up. It would be terrifying that like you have this Phoenix, this huge creature, and you're in space, like protected by glass.
Yeah. Of course, I'd also bring back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but
yeah,
as long as I'm wishing for things.
He might show in Infinity Wars.
That's what we talked about. Yeah.
That's a rumor. I don't think it's going to happen.
Not even like a cameo.
I don't think so.
He's done with it.
I think he's done.
They're just trying to create hype.
I think so. I think it's just a rumor. As much as I would love it to be true, I think it's just a rumor.
Speaking of things that are larger than life, last month, moviegoers in Japan had the opportunity to see Godzilla's first anime film, Godzilla Planet of Monsters. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it in Japanese. Pass. Storm into theaters with a unique version of the iconic giant. And while fans of the US are eagerly awaiting the film's debut on Netflix, Toho has released that Godzilla Planet of the Monsters is going to get its own manga series as well. Starting in March 2018, but it won't simply be a rehash of the film, as the report indicates that the manga will add original elements and additional story details that weren't in the anime. It also explores the past of the main characters and possibly sheds some light on how Godzilla's world changed so dramatically. The anime looks pretty awesome, but the main reason that I'm bringing this one up is, have we ever been able to see some sort of franchise that's had their canon changed or altered due to an animated version? Like the ones I was thinking of, TMNT, but they didn't really bring anything new to the table. Or
Harley Quinn and Batman. She appeared in the animated cartoon first.
Yeah.
And they retconned some things to include her in other TV shows and movies.
Her canon was kind of created from the animated series. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the only example I can think of.
Right? It's not too often that we see that. And it's kind of interesting that they're taking it from live action to anime to then a manga to help tell more story. But when it drops on Netflix, that's one for sure I'll be watching. I have to give a review on.
All right. Let's take another commercial break.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Unless you don't want to. I mean, we
yeah.
want to take. Okay, let's take a commercial break.
All right.
And then when we come back, we got some reviews that we want to talk about. So we'll be back right after this.
We'll be right back.
Are you feeling nostalgic about your music listening needs?
Do you like the tonal quality that only a record can provide?
Then go check out Lavender Vinyl, located at 123 25th Street, Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, go talk to Kylie or Blake. They have a large selection of new and used records. They will also buy your old records, maybe the ones that are just sitting up there in the attic, gathering dust. And if you can't find anything, they'll be more than happy to pre-order it for you. Now, you can always find them at lavendervinyl@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, lavendervinyl.com, or give them a call on the phone, like a normal person, at 385-240-0336.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode. It's a little bit faster talking, like any breaks that at all.
Oh yeah, I had to cut out like all the ums and ahs and all that stuff. Yeah. All had to be cut out.
Say as many ums and ahs.
Yeah. Now what we say, that's what we put out.
Exactly.
Mostly.
Well, yeah.
For the most part. All right. And we're back.
Nothing to it but to do it.
So, we got a few reviews.
You've seen a few movies. Us, on the other hand, I mean, we've been watching like TV shows.
Yeah, I've had some free time.
It comes with the territory, working at the theater now.
Yeah, and some money, so I'm like, well, I can go see some movies. So let's see. Let's go from the one I like the least to the one I like the most here.
Alrighty.
So first, Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, come on.
I think you have your order mixed up.
Yeah.
I do not. So I admit that I really like the first Pitch Perfect movie.
It was really pretty funny.
It is.
A pretty solid movie, yeah.
It is. It's good. And then the second one was okay.
Yeah.
But now this third one, they're just... I think the charm from the first movie comes from they didn't just focus on Anna Kendrick's character. They focused on kind of everybody.
Right.
And then once Rebel Wilson started taking off, they started focusing on her a bit more.
The quirky side of things.
Yeah.
Well, in this third one, the fat lady has sung.
Yes.
So
quite literally. And yeah, in this third one, they just pretty much left all the other characters behind and focused on Rebel Wilson and Anna Kendrick's characters. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And
this is life after, more or less, right? They're their solo careers.
Yeah, it's after college. They're all doing their own thing.
Well,
they all pretty much are
like,
in jobs that they hate, much like real life.
It looked a little bit like in the trailer that, when you go back to those high school reunions and you got to come up with like crap to say. Yeah.
It's like, you make up like titles for your jobs.
Make it sound a little cooler than what it is.
Yeah, so it was a little of that, and they want to go out on a high note, one last tour. They decided to do a USO
That's
tour.
A good pun, right?
No
there.
pun intended.
Yeah.
The high note.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. It's an accidental pun. And so, they go on this US tour, and they're with, actual bands that play instruments, and, wackiness ensues from there. They have crossed over into more of a quirky, charming, kind of realistic thing to just kind of absurdist. And I hate when sequels do that.
They feel like they have to go big or go home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a few things where, Fat Amy should have died, but she didn't because, comedy. Like that part you saw in the trailer when the boat's exploding and she jumps and she hits the lifeboat.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would have killed anybody. But no, not her because, she's fat and funny, so yay.
Okay, so the real question though is, how is Our Lady, Anna Kendricks?
Oh, she's great.
Right?
She's always great.
As always. Knocked it out of the park.
Anna's great in everything she does.
Pretty much.
I call her Anna because,
On a
First name
we're
basis.
such good friends.
Right?
Actually, I call her AK.
Oh, wow, nice.
No, she's great. And, Rebel Wilson doing what she does, she's becoming that actress that is the same in every film that she's in.
What's the other girl? She was in Ghostbusters. Oh man, what the heck is her name?
She's in Ghostbusters?
She was in Mike and Molly.
Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa, yeah, she's like the cheaper Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, she is kind of becoming a Melissa McCarthy type. Yeah. And yeah, there's a whole subplot with Rebel Wilson's character, Fat Amy, and her father, and it gets ridiculous. And the performances are so.
Music
so.
No iconic new songs.
No, not really.
They're gonna, like the Cups.
No. They did make kind of a funny callback to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They kind of pull out a plastic cup. Well, we have this, and Anna kind of bats it away. It was kind of a fine little moment. But I would say out of 5
Cups?
Microphones?
Microphones, cups. There's nothing really. Let's go with
5
cups.
Fat Amy's.
5. There we go. 5 Fat Amy's. I'd probably give it like 1.5. No, I give it 1.
Wow.
I'm giving it 1.
Dang.
He giveth and then he taketh away.
That's right. I am God. And yeah, it's just there's a couple parts that I chuckled at, but overall, it's
So red box it if you want to see it, just so you can say. Seen all 3.
Yeah, if you've seen the other 2 and you want to round out the trilogy, and see that one. All right. Next, man, it's actually kind of a toss up here. Let's do The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
This is it stars Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. It's the story of P.T. Barnum starting up his circus.
And it's a musical, right?
It's very much a musical, yes.
It was really kind of funny because we were trying to pick my family every year. They always go see a movie for Christmas, and we had Les Mis, and then there was another one that came out around Christmas. I can't think of what it was, but it was really funny because they were talking about going and seeing this movie, and my dad's like, I can't see another musical.
And I like this a lot more than I thought I would. Now, what I liked about it is, of course, Hugh Jackman, great in everything he does. Just giving it 110%.
They need to have Anna Kendricks and Hugh Jackman do a movie. Although Troy would be like,
handle that.
Troy would be torn.
Throw in Emma Watson too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
I couldn't do that.
Actually,
You
Hugh
could actually
Jackman
get
and
both of
Emma
them.
Watson would make more sense just because of their accents.
That's true.
yeah.
Um,
That would be an amazing 3-way.
Moving on.
moving on.
Troy, you're thinking about it. Don't lie.
Think about it or have thought about it. So, obviously Hugh Jackman is great. Zac Efron is great.
Really? You don't get this. We've said that occasionally, but then he started doing like Baywatch and some of these other ones and kind of went down a notch. But
I didn't see Baywatch, but honestly, thinking about it, I didn't like Zac Efron when he first hit the scene with like High School Musical and stuff.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less
we
about
were
it.
kind of on the Zach train for a while when he did a couple other movies.
Well, then he started kind of coming into his own, and there hasn't been much that I've seen him in that he hasn't been really good.
Bad Grandpa.
Well,
What about the Neighbors? Right.
I think Neighbors is funny.
Me too.
The first one was good. The second one kind of. like most sequels.
Yeah, but he's really good. Zendaya is really good.
They have a bigger cast that they didn't really like. I mean, they only played up Hugh Jackman, but they didn't play up everybody else. There's a lot of good supporting cast.
Michelle Williams, who plays P.T. Barnum's wife, is really good. The music is awesome. The music and the original songs that they have in here are fantastic. And the message is really good. It's about, being true to yourself, be who you are, doesn't matter what other people think, follow your dreams, that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, it is kind of obscure. I mean, now that we have PETA, circuses aren't going to be doing much anymore. They're dead.
They're done.
Yeah,
they're done. Matter of fact, Barnum Circus just ended this year in 2017.
Yeah, that's true.
But so those are things I like. The things I didn't like, there was no reason for this story to be set in, P.T. Barnum Circus setting. There was no reason for it.
Like we talked about last episode, where we're saying with some of these movies, it didn't really matter if it was set during Christmas or if it was set during Halloween or a birthday, or it didn't really matter necessarily. Yeah,
this could have been set in any other time with any other characters.
But then you don't get the whole showmanship, and that's that's a big part of the circus.
It is, but the P.T. Barnum and the circus and everything, that didn't really add anything. You could have had the same message with something else. It didn't have to be that. So that was one thing I wasn't too crazy about. The other thing was, I knew a little bit about P.T. Barnum going into this, and he was not a good person.
Did they kind of glorify the good parts about him?
They kind of glorified him a little bit, and this is not historically accurate at all. I mean, at all. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to see like a historical biopic, this isn't the one.
But I know that you always find that if it's a really good movie, you go look up more details. Did you find that you did this just to see more about what was real?
A little bit.
Okay.
And pretty much all I did is, after the movie, I walked out of the theater, I got onto Wikipedia, I was looking at kind of P.T. Barnum. From there to my car was as much research as I did.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
So out of 5,
Circus Peanuts?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Man, you're on point with these things today, Colton.
I would give it a solid 2. I mean, it's
giving it a solid number 2.
Solid number 2.
A solid 2.
But you guys never pass up a poop joke, do you?
Sorry. I tried to keep it in. And I smiled, and then AJ smiled, and then
we tried to keep what in?
couldn't hold in the solid 2. Sorry. Poop jokes are the lowest form of humor.
Yes, they are.
They're really shitty.
Sorry. So
yeah, like I said, the songs are great. The soundtrack is great. The message and the overall story is really good, but it could have been said anywhere else and been just as effective. And then the next one I saw just last night, actually, Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle.
I've actually heard that this is better than people were thinking it was going to be.
It is. Actually, the preview make it seem like it's going to be
cheesy, campy, kind of goofy, yeah, Jack Black,
outrageous, a Jack Black movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is actually really solidly entertaining. People are complaining that they took it from a video board game to a video game, but that it explains that in the movie why it's not a board game anymore. So, the plot of this one is basically, the film starts in 1996. If you remember in the first Jumanji...
That's when it ended.
Right. And it the board game was on a beach, right?
Right.
It picks up right there,
Oh, wow. Okay.
which was a nice surprise.
For a sequel, for a sequel to actually pick up right where the other one left
Yeah.
off, rather than doing their own thing or revamping the whole franchise.
And a sequel that's 20 years after the first one.
Right. Well, did they bring up Robin Williams' character at all?
They did.
Really?
There was a little homage to Alan Parrish in there,
Dang.
which I thought was cool. So yeah, then we jump ahead to current time, 2017. There's these 4 teenagers that end up getting detention and end up getting sucked into the jungles of Jumanji.
Breakfast Club meets Jumanji.
Pretty much. And they become the avatars that they chose in the game. So the little skinny nerdy kid becomes Dwayne Johnson. The stuck-up high school girl becomes Jack Black. The mousy, introverted girl becomes Karen Gillian. And then the big jock becomes tiny little Kevin Hart. And it's really funny and it's really entertaining, and everyone Jack Black, as weird as it sounds, plays a really good teenage girl.
Really?
He really does. Like it's really funny. And they play up the video game angles. Like Kevin Hart, he was the backpack guy, and so every situation he had something in his backpack for it. They could pull up their menu with their strengths and their weaknesses.
That's pretty awesome.
That was kind of cool. The whole 3 lives thing comes into play.
See, and that to me, that was one of the things that I loved about Wreck-It Ralph. Is all the video game references that they made throughout it that only true gamers would really get and appreciate. That's cool to see that they did that with this.
There was a guy that comes in that he's kind of like a exposition character. And they hop into his Jeep and he starts talking, and other people try to talk to him, but he just keeps repeating what he just said. So he's like, oh, this guy's, I think he's
NPC.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's an NPC. What the heck is an NPC? Oh, it's a non-playable character. Like, he's just here for exposition. Then they go into a cutscene. They're like, what the heck is this? And the Rock, who's, he's a nerdy gamer kid, he's like, I think this is a cutscene.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It's like, these are little movies that are within the game that explain the story. And so there's just like little moments like that that are just really clever. And, they have to pretty much play the game. They have to go level to level, and the levels get harder and harder as they go. And, the characters do, quote unquote, die a few times.
Yeah.
Which makes for some really funny scenes.
Sacrifices were made.
And yeah, it's really fun, and it's really funny, and it's really entertaining, and I'll go see anything that Dwayne Johnson is in.
Yeah,
because he's solid in everything. And yeah, everybody gives great performances. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart, but he was really funny.
Give Central Intelligence a chance with the two of them.
Yeah, it's
pretty great. But
yeah, I would recommend going to see it while it's still in the theaters. You'll have a good time.
Okay.
So out of 5, what do you think, Colton? 5
controllers.
All right. We'll go with that. 5 controllers, I would give it... Man. Thinking about it again, I'd give it a 3.
Dang.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Well, see, and this is probably one of the few games that actually... one of the few video game references movies that they've done right, because the last one that I remember was Pixels, and that was a horrible disaster.
Yeah.
Had pretty decent cast, but then just went horribly wrong.
Yeah, the fact that after they die, they fall out of the sky and come back down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's That's funny. I mean, as somebody who's played video games for years and years and years, like, oh, that's really funny. So yeah, it's fun. So now a movie that you and I have seen, AJ, Bright on Netflix,
starring Will Smith, Joel, what's his bucket?
Edgerton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one was, because we'd talked about this before, that they spent a movie budget on this movie.
$90 million.
Yeah. It was like, I was going to say.
Most of that was on Will Smith.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
A large chunk of it. And effects.
Mm-hmm. Now, this takes place in modern times. However, there are orcs and there are elves. Fairies, dragons.
Yeah.
There was a little scene where they showed the city and there was a dragon in the background flying over the city.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just Lord of the Rings.
All normal.
Yeah, a modern Lord of the Rings, exactly. It was like Cops or End of Watch meets Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, speaking of which, that was one of the movies that this director has done.
Yeah.
And I kind of had high hopes for it because
Me too.
He did End of Watch, Suicide Squad, SWAT,
Fury.
Faster. He's done like quite a few. Vantage Point. So I was hoping for bigger things than what was actually
Me too.
delivered.
I really like this concept.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, orcs and elves are just members of this society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They
They to me, like, they pulled race into it. I really did feel like they were kind of the black or Hispanics.
really heavy-handed with the race thing. Yeah. Like the orcs were the gangbangers. The
they were
elves
kind of thugs,
were
all wearing jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, come
the
on.
elves were like high society, rich people, and then men were just men.
And they rushed through it rather quickly. I mean, they explained it, which it didn't seem fully developed, like the story. This could have actually worked better as a TV series.
Yeah,
if they had 12 episodes, to kind of work and flush this out, then they wouldn't have felt so rushed where they're like, oh, yeah, this group. Because otherwise, you were introducing new concept and new things really quickly, and you're like, wait. And I was having a tough time trying to remember, like, these different things.
Yeah, if they could have made a TV show and kind of fleshed out that world more and explored it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so pretty much Will Smith plays a cop in the LAPD, and he's partnered with an orc.
Because nobody else wants to be assigned to work with Will Smith.
Yeah. Well, either of them, really.
Either, yeah.
And this is the first orc that's ever been a police officer.
So it's kind of a PR frenzy, all eyes are on them.
I mean, and conflict comes that, the orcs don't like this orc for betraying their people. The humans don't like this orc because he's an orc. And so, there's a lot of conflict there. And the story goes that they respond to this call about this murder. They go there and they find a bright
that has and a wand.
Yeah. And a bright is basically someone who can control a magic wand. No one else can. If you're not a bright and you touch the wand, you explode and die.
And kill everybody around you.
Yeah. And that is one part I really liked because, the other cops that were there were thinking, when they saw the magic wand, they were like, basically saying, this is all your dreams come true right here. Which was really interesting.
Well, there was all this myth and lore, and even the other people that roll up to try to take the wand, they're thinking the same thing. Nobody really knows too much about these wands.
Yeah. But then, they're treating it like, oh, you just found, $10 million.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this can change all of our lives.
Because you can wish for whatever you'd like.
Yeah. And so then it becomes basically an escort mission from a video game.
Mm-hmm.
These two cops have to take this bright, I think she was an elf, right?
Yeah, she was.
And they have to get her from A to B without her dying.
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of the Purge election year.
Yeah.
All right. Keeping the president alive.
Yeah. And that's kind of where it falls apart. It becomes very much a by the numbers type of story.
Yeah, they hit all the points.
They did. And you know where it's going to go. There's not really any surprises here.
And then they kind of pulled a Suicide Squad at the very end. That kind of bugged me because I felt like they were talking way too much during this like final scene. You know, the heroes had way too much time to say what they want to do. You know?
Yeah. And
she's just kind of like standing there with her wand, like not doing anything. I'm like, just kill the two.
Yep.
Be done with it.
Yeah. So
I did like also the concept of you can't go out. I mean, you can only take the wand outside of the radius of the person that owns the wand only so far. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because then you're trying to stay on the outskirts. You know, you don't know where this person that's chasing and pursuing you is going, but they went ahead and were trying to drive out of this area and hit their car just like blows up.
Yeah.
You know, they slam into this brick wall. They can't go any further. So it did have like some really good ideas and concepts.
See, that's the thing. Most of the concepts were cool. I mean, the mythology of this world and this universe is cool, and I would have liked to explore that more.
Yeah.
Which is not something you can do in a 2-hour movie.
No.
Well, maybe they're going to change it from a movie format and do a TV show, since it is Netflix.
Maybe. And there's talks of a sequel, so, I mean, who knows?
I hope that they go more TV series route.
Yeah,
it was
a lot more
like,
detail.
Yeah.
They showed that, like, audiences loved it. It was, like, sitting at 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, but for critics, it was, like, 29%.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I mean... Will Smith, I mean, he's good, but I think the one who shines is Joel Edgerton as Nick, the orc.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you feel really sympathetic for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Feel really bad for him.
Yeah, especially the way that things go down where one of the orcs, you know, he lets get away.
Yeah.
Then you find, like, they flush out that story and you're just like, oh, man, okay, yeah. I can empathize with that.
So yeah, it's. I mean,
I think it's worth a watch.
I think it's worth a watch. Yeah,
Netflix. Yeah.
Just so you can kind of see what everybody's talking about, and you know, it's interesting. It's a really, like we said, it's a really cool concept, and it's a really unique concept.
Although, you know, speaking of Netflix, if you don't get a chance, like they're taking Lost off. So watch Lost first is what I'm saying, and then go ahead and watch Bright.
That's what we call a segue.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I haven't seen any movies in the last 2 weeks because I started watching Lost like a month and a half ago, and just because I wanted to watch it again, and my fiance wanted to watch it, and so. Like 2 weeks ago, we start watching an episode, and then there's like a disclaimer at the bottom when it starts. It says, this show will be removed off Netflix on January 4th.
There's actually a little countdown timer each episode.
And it's
like 24.
We were on the 4th season. No, we were on the 3rd season out of 6.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we gotta hustle. We have like 2 weeks to watch, you know, all of these things. So we calculated it out, and we realized we had to watch 3 episodes a day. And we have 2 small children, and we have full-time jobs. It's really hard to do that, but we're getting close. We're on the last season. We have 9 episodes left and like 5 days to do it.
You haven't just sprinted ahead and watched like a couple on your phone, like while you're at work or something?
No. Yeah. We've thought about doing that because she works at an elementary school, so she's not working this time. So we kind of thought about like we watch it together on my lunch break because it's an hour. Yeah. But we haven't done that. I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, that's why I haven't seen any movies this last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Has Emily never seen Lost before?
No, she's heard things about it. She's always wanted to watch it, so we're trying to find a show to watch a couple months ago, and we're like, let's watch Lost. It was either that or Supernatural.
I think you made a better choice.
You made the right choice.
You chose wisely.
All right. I'd have something else I was going to say to that, but I don't remember. So I guess
we'll take a break.
Let's take a break.
Yeah,
break.
And when we come back, though, this is our last episode of 2017, so we're going to be doing our best of the year lists. So we'll do that right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, listen!
Make it so.
It's me, Mario.
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
with them, and she was just like, I also feel bad like shooting the dogs, but not in this game. Alright, they're dogs from hell, so it's understandable.
All right, here we go. And we're back. All right, so like I said before, went to commercial. This is our last episode of 2017. And we wouldn't be a good podcast if we didn't do
Our due diligence.
Yep, our year-end list. Kind of a best of list. So we have video games, TVs, movies, and pop culture moments.
Yeah.
Kind of our favorites of each. So now you wanted to see if you could guess.
Right. What you were picking as your video game of the year.
Yes, let's do video games first.
Because Troy, when he plays a video game, see, I've got OCD when it comes to video games, but Troy, on the other hand, takes a game and plays the heck out of it
For years.
For years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. It was kind of. I wanted to go with Battlefront 2, but I was just like, no, it's got to be Injustice, because like not only is it a solid game, I'm thinking that the Ninja Turtles coming out, that you're just gonna be playing the heck out of that.
You are correct.
Boom.
It was Injustice 2.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, like I said, I don't buy very many games.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I do buy one, I got to be invested. And yeah, this one, I mean, it's a lot of fun. The story is really cool. The graphics are really cool. They keep coming out with new characters. That's not just DC, but like I said, Ninja Turtles, Hellboy.
That just was recently dropped.
Sub-Zero, Raiden, they brought those guys in.
Yeah. And they're only going to add more and more characters.
Yeah.
Basically turning it into Mortal Kombat.
No, I mean, it's
Sub-Zero and Raiden.
Made by the same people, so I guess it makes sense. But it's cool to see this kind of alternate version of the DC universe. In this one, Superman has been imprisoned for war crimes, and what ends up happening is Brainiac comes to Earth, and the only one that can stop him essentially is Superman. So what do? You break Superman out of prison, because he said, if you break me out, I'm not going back. I can promise you that.
Right.
Or do you leave him in there and then risk total annihilation?
Oh, man. Decisions.
So, I mean, yeah, and the mechanics are really easy to kind of master. There's no, like, lag time with, the controls.
Yeah.
Is
there a learning
really
curve?
Responsive. If you've played the first Injustice, even if you played any fighting game, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, you've got the gist.
Right.
You can jump right in and go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's still a solid pick, and it's only going to get better.
It is. It's very replayable. They have like the multiverse that has you do different challenges like every day, and so there's plenty of time to go back and play it over and over again. Now, my favorite video game moment also comes from Injustice 2, and it's a part of the story where it's kind of a prequel. It's kind of what happened in the first game, but you see Batman and Robin, Damian Wayne, head to Arkham Asylum, where Superman is basically executing criminals. Like the whole rehab thing, no, he's done with that. He's leading basically this line of criminals to their death. And so they break in, they try to stop him, a little fight ensues, and what ends up happening is you see there's a cutscene and you see Robin with Mr. Zsasz, and he has a knife to his throat. You know, and Batman's like, you know, Damien, don't do this, that sort of thing. And he's like, you know what? Maybe Superman is onto something. Maybe he's right.
Yeah.
And ends up betraying Batman and killing
What?
Zsasz. Yep. Killing Zsasz and joining Superman. It was a really kind of cool moment there. But yeah, that's mine.
Care to take a guess at mine?
See, I thought yours was going to be...
Can I go ahead and give you like a couple of them to choose from? Is that going to help?
Well, do your kind of honorable mentions, because you play a lot of video games.
Evil Within 2, I thought that like it was even better than the first one. Resident Evil 7, it kind of took it back to the horror genre. Horizon Zero Dawn, that one was like a solid one. Hellblade was another great one because, especially if you're playing that one, it was 6 hours long, but you play it with the headset and you start having these different voices in your head start saying like, it starts playing on all these different, anxiety, and they're like, hey, behind you, look, like, oh, hey, do this, that, and you're trying to like problem solve, and if you get killed if you get hit too many times, you die, and you have to restart the entire game. There's no other like save point, so that was kind of daunting, especially when they're like, because you got into some pretty crazy situations with that one. So those were some of the honorable, also, Uncharted Lost Legends, that was another great solid game. If you need an Uncharted fix, that's a great one. But
well, my pick was not in there, so that's good.
Okay.
I'm going to guess Tomb Raider.
No, although that one was a great one. I'm actually going with Little Nightmares.
Huh.
That was have you heard or seen this one?
I don't think I have, no.
You play as it's in the same genre as Limbo and, what's the other one? Dang it. I'm gonna think of it. But it's kind of a side-scroller game. It's an indie one, but it is fantastic. They also have like 3 more DLCs that they're coming out with, which is neat because you play as another character that you get even more story behind it. And you see things from a different perspective, and you actually assist and help this little girl that you play as 11.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's a fantastic game.
All right. So favorite video game moment?
It comes from Uncharted, Lost Legacy, and that was just towards the very end. There's this scene where you start getting all of them working together, and when you're finally sitting up on, because what the premise is she's trying to go and assist her father because he's been shamed and he's been ridiculed for thinking that there's this like lost city out there, and so she picks up right where he leaves off and actually ends up solving it. So you kind of get this vendetta, you get this fix where you're just like, you've avenged his name, you've conquered and beaten everybody, so it was just like that final moment, because they're all sitting up, like, after this huge train explosion, you're all sitting up on the top of one of the rails, and just kind of like looking over everything that you've accomplished, which was really cool.
Alright, so I've only played one video game that has come out in 2017, and it's Destiny 2, so I have to say that that's my favorite.
Okay. Fair enough.
But if it is in terms of video games that I have watched, like streamers play, or, seen a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff, it would have to be, I don't know if you guys have heard of it because it's a PC-only game. It's called PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Mm-hmm. It's basically like a battle royale game where you're dropped into this map, and then after a certain amount of time, the walls close in and damage you, so it pushes you towards the center, which is a random place.
It's very similar to like Hunger Games and Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah, exactly. And like
it's it sounded exactly like Fortnite when you said it.
But anyways, you land, and you can parachute to wherever on this map you want because you're getting dropped out of a plane.
It is Fortnite. It's like, seriously, that's exactly what you have to do, yeah.
And you pick up weapons and stuff, and you basically kill, if you're playing by yourself, it's you and 199 other people, and it's Battle Royale, fight to the death. The last person to live wins. And so you pick up all these guns, and you
Can you also build as well?
Death. No, you can't build, but you can drive vehicles, and you have to be careful. You can die due to the environment, like falling from too high, or the car that you're driving, because you can jump out really fast. But if you're going too fast when you jump out, you die.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. And then, so as you get closer to the end of the match, the wall that comes in, it's not a physical wall. It's more like a radiation barrier. So, like, if you're caught in it, you get damage, like,
eats
slowly.
Your life away.
Yeah, and until the end, where it's a lot of damage at a time when it does damage you. So that's probably my favorite game to watch at this current point in time, but Destiny 2 was my favorite game to play. Had a really good story. The PvP is really fun, just playing against other players. And it's got Nathan Fillion as a voice actor in it, so it's really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which is a win for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's my favorite video game moment. It's not really a specific moment, but pretty much any Nathan Fillion voice lines in that game.
When you're first introduced to him, like at the very beginning.
Yeah, he's narrating the first part of the.
No, that's
game.
hilarious. Where he just like busts in, shoots up a couple of people, and it's like, oh hey, kind of a thing.
Yeah, he's. I really love Nathan Fillion. He's a funny guy, but he was probably my favorite part of that entire game. So.
All right,
that's fine.
Cool.
There you have it.
Let's move on to TV then.
For myself, like you're both looking over here.
What? Or you want to? Last thing you're gonna guess?
Oh yeah. I want to.
Yeah,
I do want to guess.
I mean, we'll stay in the order. Just
I'm going with the Flash.
No.
Really?
Nope. Not the Flash.
It wasn't Orville.
Nope. Wasn't the Orville.
It was Supergirl. It has to be Supergirl.
No, I was thinking the Flash, but there are episodes that are really good and episodes that are just okay with that one. I mean, it's up and down.
Yeah.
But no, the show that was consistently good this year, every single episode, was Star Trek Discovery.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It is so good.
Can you pick it up even if you're not a huge Trekkie?
Yes. Matter of fact, if you're a noob to Star Trek, you'll probably really enjoy it. Okay. Because it's very much the un-Trek Star Trek TV show. They take what we know about Star Trek, but they change it. They flip it on its head. They are rewriting a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff in this series that we've never seen in Star Trek before. It's just a solid sci-fi adventure. I mean, it's the characters are compelling. There's great storylines. This Captain Lorca, he's one of my favorite Star Trek characters. And yeah, I mean, they take certain elements from, the original Star Trek, because it takes place years before that, and introduce some new characters and new ideas, and it's fun, and it's really cool. And if you're an old Star Trek fan like myself, it's refreshing to get such a new take on it.
Yeah.
So that's mine. Now, favorite TV moment. I had to Google best TV moments 2017 to kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
See if I could kind of jog my memory or something. And I came across one that hit me and like, yes, that is the one. And it's from Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, okay.
And it is the final confrontation between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. Now, Darth Maul has been alive since the Phantom Menace. He's managed to survive, and he's been tracking down Obi-Wan for nearly 20 years. And Star Wars Rebels takes place just right before Episode 4. So Darth Maul ends up finding Obi-Wan. He goes to Tatooine. They have a little back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think, oh, we're going to see this epic battle between these two like we did in like Phantom Menace. No, the duel's over in about 3 seconds.
Seriously.
Obi-Wan owns him.
Yeah.
It was so unexpected because it was just like jump at each other, hit, dead. Well, not dead. Well, he does eventually die, but and he strikes down Darth Maul, and there's actually this really kind of sweet moment between the two, kind of like a
Tender.
mutual.
He beats him down and like holds him. in his
Actually,
arms.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, he does. But it's like a mutual respect and understanding between these two, and is a really cool moment. If you're an old Star Wars fan like me, yeah, it was a great moment and really unexpected. So that's mine.
For myself, care to take a guess?
TV shows.
You'd actually said it earlier in the episode, or we kind of talked about it a little bit.
Did we?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm gonna say Game of Thrones.
No, that is actually there is a moment or a scene in Game of Thrones that's my favorite of the year.
Oh, okay.
But as far as, so you're not far off, but as far as favorite TV shows, Samurai Jack.
Oh,
The 5th season.
nice.
It answered so many questions. He's kind of got this PTSD, seeing ghosts and people from his past, and he's haunted by them, but you're also introduced to these other servants of Aku, and just from start to finish, like it is a fantastic season. I binge watched that pretty dang quickly. I had to, because I was going to just watch it, like find it online, but I'm like, no, I need to watch it.
Yeah.
And I need to purchase it. So I bought it on Blu-ray, like just so I could. So no, it was fantastic.
Good reboot.
Oh yeah. Well, not really a reboot, just like they just finished, because you never got a conclusion, you know, and then so many years later they finally come back to it.
Kind of an end of this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You totally think it's going to be standalone? They're not going to do.
I think it's going to be standalone. I think we've talked about this before, that they could potentially do like a movie, but even if they didn't, I'd be happy with the way that it kind of concluded. Favorite moment in TV? It was pretty tragic. It was with the Night King, him taking down that dragon, and then like the very next episode, the dragon busting down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That was so sick. It was pretty dang epic for a conclusion.
And I didn't see that coming when they started dragging it out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Dragging it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wait a second, he's gonna turn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's scary though.
Right?
Because that's the only advantage that they had. They had 3 dragons,
Mhm.
and the Night King had 0, and now they have 2 dragons, and the Night King has 1.
And, I mean, they've got a couple other tactics that they can try to use, but now that he's got this huge army...
Well, and there's the one part about it where, like, the Nightwalkers, their biggest weakness is fire.
Mm-hmm.
But this dragon, is it immune to fire?
Right?
Is there no way that you can kill it other than, like, actually, like, cutting off its head or something? I don't know.
I don't know how the heck they're gonna have to try to do that.
The dragon glass. That's got to be the way to do it.
It's gotta be. How about yourself for TV?
My favorite TV show is a standalone. It's atypical. It's not like the ones that you guys had, but it's just a good family show showing the struggles of someone who is on the autistic spectrum.
I was going to guess Punisher, but probably not.
I haven't
With
even
that description.
seen Punisher.
No, it's called Atypical, dude.
Oh yeah, the show is.
Oh,
atypical.
the show's called Atypical.
Yes.
Sorry,
I thought that was
Should've
just a
been more
descriptive word.
Atypical.
clear.
I have watched Atypical as well.
Yeah, and it was just really good. A lot of like I don't know, just subtle comedy, and it was nice to see the struggle of someone who has that, that disorder, and how funny they can be. And since then, they've come out with another couple shows with people who are on the autistic spectrum. But that was my favorite show to watch.
They handled it really well. I thought they did a good job with it, with still making him able to... I mean, they put him in some different predicaments, and especially the ones with the... where he falls in love with his therapist, right? And it was cringeworthy, but at the same time, it made you want to continue watching it, just because you're just like, oh, you felt so bad for him that he just didn't just completely get it, you know? Or, oh, you can't really do that. And that whole with the strawberry. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And my favorite TV show moment is in the show The Good Place, where they find out that they're actually not in the good place and that they're in the bad place. That was, and I'm usually pretty good at guessing things in TV shows, so when I'm taken by surprise, it's a really pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And that one totally threw me off, and yeah, that was my favorite TV moment.
Because the whole entire time you're thinking that they're in the good place and that she's not supposed to be there in heaven, in this paradise. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool.
I stopped watching once they were on the train, or kind of on their way to the other place.
Yeah, the neutral place or whatever it is.
Yeah. That's kind of where I stopped watching it. I don't know. Kind of lost my interest. There's so many other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first few episodes of the first season. I kind of fell off too.
You guys should have stuck with it. Just kidding.
Now we already know what it is, though. The twist.
Well, now maybe you can go back and kind of see if there's any clues to that, or
kind of allude to us in some way. Yeah.
Watch it in kind of a different light. All right. Movie. Can you guess my favorite movie of 2017?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go.
Now, I've seen a lot of movies,
right? That's why I was trying to think when I was thinking about this. I'm like, okay, now which movies has Troy given a 4? And I still want to go with The Last Jedi.
Same here.
Yeah.
Nope.
See, he knew we were gonna guess that.
No.
Yeah.
So
No.
That's why.
Last Jedi's in my top 5.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, Coco was really good. Star Wars.
it's Wonder, isn't it?
Is not Wonder, although that one was really good as well. No, it's Logan.
Okay, that was gonna be. I was thinking that's for sure in top 5
because I've made known my love for Hugh Jackman many times. This is a character that I love even before these movies came out, that I've been following since I was 15 years old, since the first X-Men movie came out. An actor that I've come to love since I was introduced to him in X-Men. And it was the perfect ending for that character.
It really was. Well, okay.
It was done so well.
A lot of the times when people say, oh, what's your favorite movie? And you say Harry Potter, you're really thinking about all of the movies, right? You're not just thinking about the one, or Lord of the Rings. You're not just thinking about the one, you're thinking about the whole story arc. So it makes sense that, you're not just talking about Logan, you're talking about 17 years of work. Yeah.
And it was the perfect culmination.
It was a great way to send them off.
Yeah.
And I remember after we watched it, you just felt so somber.
You did. Yeah. And and if a movie can make you feel that when after it's done, you're questioning your own life and your own mortality and existence.
Yeah.
And man, it was just really close to a perfect film. It really was. So, my best movie or favorite movie moment
also comes from Logan.
Is it from that movie?
No.
From The Last Jedi.
No. It's from another one that would be in my top 10. It's from Wonder Woman.
Okay.
It was the No Man's Land scene.
That was cool.
When she's the one leading the charge?
Yep.
Yeah. The music kicks up.
Yep. Up to that point, they'd taken pains not to show her in full costume yet. You saw glimpses here and there. But when she climbs out of the trench and throws that coat off, and you see her in her full outfit.
Yeah.
And the one
In
guy
all her glory.
Yep, shoots the gun, and you see the bullet slowly heading towards her. She ricochets it off, and just all hell breaks loose from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she leads the charge, and
Troy's tearing up.
and and they end up
in the movie theater, not now. Well, okay, now kind of as well.
No, I didn't. And they end up, beating the other army, and everybody kind of rallied behind her, and it was, man.
That was a good scene. Jeez, that was a really good scene.
Such an awesome scene. Yeah, in an awesome film. So, I mean, there was many to choose from that movie, but.
Can I go ahead and give you some honorable mentions before telling my favorite movie? Okay. The Last Jedi. Because every single year, I always think about this. I'm like, wow, were there that many good movies? There were some good ones, but there was only a couple each month. But then you really started to break it down. There was a ton of movies, and it's only going to get better with 2018.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're not slowing down in the slightest. So you've got The Last Jedi, Coco, 47 Meters Down, Atomic Blonde, Baby Driver, Belko Experiment, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, John Wick 2, War of the Planet of the Apes, Wind River, Dunkirk, The Black Coat's Daughter, A Ghost Story, Born in China, Jungle, Logan, Wonder Woman, Logan Lucky, Split, Lego Batman, Life. But my number one movie, care to take a guess? Man, those are some great movies, right?
Get Out.
I was going to say Get Out.
Yeah!
Yep.
Called it. Nicely done. Yeah, okay, because it's one of
Process
those...
of elimination.
It's one of those movies that, well, if it gets you talking afterwards, and we even did like a story the next following week where we were talking and breaking it down, and it's one of those movies you can go back and watch again now that you finally understand all of it, and it makes more sense, and it only got better with like rewatching it. And it was crazy because it came out towards the beginning of the year, but I started finding myself also comparing it. I'm like, well, it's no Get Out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Not to say that there weren't like so many other amazing movies, but that to me, I think, with finding out all the little subtleties that they threw in, it's my pick. As far as favorite movie moments, The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker,
Yep.
right? That was such a fantastic scene once you actually see where he's at, and like just that whole scene, that standoff where he like brushes the dust off and they're battling back and forth, and then you come to find out he's not even there. Mm-hmm. Man, that to me, I was just like, that's amazing. Like, yeah, I remember that was like my favorite moment of that movie. So yeah, that to me.
All right, so my favorite movie of 2017 is atypical of what I would normally do.
Nice.
No, it's actually The Big Sick, and so
Haven't seen it yet.
the reason why this is my favorite movie is nothing specific. Like, I can't think of anything in this movie that it did better than any other movie. It's just one of those movies where you get done watching it, at least me personally and Emily. We got done watching it, and I was just like, that's my favorite movie I've ever watched in my entire life.
Wow.
And I have no idea why.
Yeah.
But it's the story of... It's a true story. Well, it's based on a true story of the Indian comedian, or he's not Indian, he's Pakistani. Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite movies, is because you didn't know that it was based on a true story until the end, when they started showing pictures of the actual pictures of his life and how everything came about.
Kind of his struggle.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was just such a good movie, and it had Ray Romano in it, who's amazing in pretty much everything that he's in. I really like Ray Romano.
He's really underrated as an actor, but yeah, he's really good.
But yeah, so that was my favorite movie. My favorite movie moment is the scene in It when it's near the end, and it's the kid, and he's like, "You punched me in the face, you made me walk through crappy water, and you dragged me through a crack house, and now I have to kill this effing clown."
Yeah.
That gave me the
Yeah.
chills. Like, that was just such a powerful thing, because you think that he's not going to do anything, and then he grabs that baseball bat out of the thing. He's like, now I got to kill this effing clown. That was my favorite scene, or my favorite movie moment.
That was a great one. That was I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't think about it. Oh man, so many good movies this year.
Right.
Okay, so let's get into our favorite pop culture moments. Now, this doesn't have anything. I mean, it could not have anything to do with movies, TV, or anything like that. Just something that really
stood out this year.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
event.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, big event that stood out in this. Care to take a guess what mine might be?
I'm gonna go with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
Really?
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because that started the trickle effect for all these other celebrities.
Yep, the whole sexual harassment thing that happened in Hollywood. Now that it's not my favorite because of that. It's my favorite.
I wanted to know all the details.
Teach me the ways. No, it was everything that happened after that. You know, it was Hollywood stepping up and taking these guys out who had thought that they were
Invincible.
yes untouchable.
Right.
So they were like, Harvey Weinstein, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, Matt
Kevin
Lauer,
Spacey.
you're
Kevin
done.
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, you're done.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I mean, just all these people that were big in the industry. All of a sudden, their careers are done, and you know the people that have been coming out and not being afraid anymore to speak up and really shedding a light on this whole thing. It was great. It was great to see, you know, Hollywood for once really stand up and
delivering justice.
yeah, deliver justice to this. And it was great. It was great to see that.
It was kind of refreshing, and I mean, we're kind of entering a new era in Hollywood where not so many things are going to be behind closed. I mean, hardly anything's going to be behind closed doors
Yeah.
because they know that they're going to have somebody that's going to tell on them or videotape them, or you know, it's going to change. I think it's going to really help to change the whole mentality, you know, and they always say this and go back to it. It was a different time. Well,
Right.
not the case anymore.
Yeah. That stuff doesn't fly anymore. So
No, not at all. We were actually talking I would have you guess mine, but we were kind of already talking about it before the episode.
because this was my runner up. This was the
Yeah.
one I almost picked.
Yeah. Oh, so that's pretty funny. The runner up. So La La Land getting called. Picked as said they were reading the Oscars and they announced La La Land as the best film of the year. You know, but that wasn't the case. That to me, it spawned so many different memes, and it was just kind of funny that no matter how hard you try, that you're still gonna have goof ups, and you know this to me reminded me a lot of the Justin Timberlake, you know, kind of the boob gate type of deal, or one of those other things that it just kind of I don't know, made me laugh.
Well, it kind of made you stop for a second. And what just happened?
Yeah, this is live TV.
Yeah.
That this is happening.
Yeah, and it was great. Kind of a cherry on the top there for Moonlight for actually winning Best Picture. And, yeah,
Which did you eventually get around to seeing it?
I haven't yet.
It was all right. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it had a really good message. The boy in this movie is kind of struggling with his sexuality, and it's all it's an entirely black cast, which was nice, and
It's got Oscar bait written all over it.
oh, absolutely. I mean, but it was all right, and it was kind of probably like you're saying with these other movies, that it was solid, and there's not really too many standout moments, but it was just a pretty solid movie all the way across the board. One of the other moments that kind of stuck out to me in this, let's have yours, Colton.
Okay, so mine. So most pop culture things that are popular, at least, is something happens and then everyone talks about it for weeks.
Yeah.
And creates memes of it.
Yeah. Well, mine is the exact opposite. It's talked about for weeks, and then it finally happens, which was the solar eclipse in 2017. So I just thought that it was really cool. It was like, it's hard to find something that unifies everyone to view something at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Because I would bet that probably 70% of the United States was watching this event at the same exact time.
You couldn't really help not to, especially it felt so eerie for those couple of minutes where it was just like, it got
the lighting
darker.
was weird.
Yeah.
And it just made you feel uncomfortable.
Everything just kind of like, it was hazy.
And my dad gave me a telescope that had a solar filter, so I was able to actually see it like up close and
That's
personal. Cool. And it was a really cool moment for me, and brought like me and my coworkers and Emily, everyone together for like one moment, along with the entire
my
United
whole
States.
work, we all just like kind of stopped what we were doing and all went outside and like looked through these different, like you said. Well, we had a welding goggles to view it through.
I was driving in Salt Lake at the time doing deliveries, and everyone was out on the street. Cars were pulled over. People were on the sidewalks. Everyone got out, and everyone was just looking at this.
It did feel a little. It reminded me of one of those moments where if aliens do ever invade,
That's what it would be.
that was like that was everybody just kind of like stops and there's like, what's this ship doing here?
Yeah, the country just kind of stopped for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
That's kind of the closest. You know, you always see these in these movies, and you're like, now what would I do? Especially like District 9 or some of these movies, Independence Day, where like, what would I do in that situation? I'm just like, I'm getting the heck out of here.
I would stop and stare.
Stop and stare, pretty much. So, one of the other ones that like really stuck out to me this year was Jimmy Kimmel talking about his little boy with the heart surgery. Yep. That was a really poignant moment. I was trying to think of any other ones that really like stuck out that...
trying to think. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head. There's been a lot.
No, there has been.
There's the one Pepsi ad.
Oh yeah,
Kendall Jenner and the riot
the
police.
Pepsi
That was
ad,
ridiculous.
Yeah. Celebrities. That's what I was trying to think of. Well, I guess. Did that really kick off in 2017, kneeling down with the football like players?
It started in 2016, but it got big in 2017 when Trump said something about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Trump's tweets,
yeah. For sure.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, there's been a ton of different things.
Yeah,
it's been a crazy, crazy year. I mean, the podcast blowing up.
In Colombia.
In Colombia.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our Colombia listeners.
Well, what?
Yeah, that was a surprise. Hey there, Colombia, apparently. Let's see. What else here? Beyonce having babies. That was a big
Popping
thing.
them out left and right.
Pop culture.
Let's,
I don't understand why that was a big deal, but
Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. A lot of them were like, the Oscars, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman kind of came out of nowhere.
That was a surprise.
It was
that it became as big and as relevant. I mean, it came out at the perfect time. Really.
It really did. Coco as well, being so huge in Mexico, setting like breaking box office numbers. That was crazy.
But yeah, they talk about the eclipse. Yeah, I didn't even think of the eclipse.
Right.
Yeah.
That's seriously. It wasn't just here either. It was something that kind of everybody stopped and noticed, and we talked about for weeks, like leading up to it. It's like, oh yeah, what are we going to do? And oh yeah, it's right during this time. Okay. And I don't even think we got a phone call like during that time because everybody else was out doing,
Yeah, I don't think we did. Yeah. So there you go. That's 2017. And I was just thinking about this. In just a few weeks, the podcast is going to hit 4 years that we've been doing this.
That's true, man. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. 4 years. We started in January of 2013. And another thing, Colton is going to become a full-time member of the show.
Yep, no more every other week or month or anything. Starting next week, I'm going to be on full time.
He's coming on board. No longer temp. It's no longer temp.
We're paying him. It. Congratulations. We're paying him
benefits.
You get 1/3 of whatever we make.
Yay. What's 1/3 of 0?
Oh, I think it's still 0. Yeah.
Well, okay, so speaking of the podcast, as far as direction and stuff that we foresee it going, I mean, we've got just around the corner, we've got our next episode, our Mystery Science Theater episode 160.
Yep. We're going to be watching The Avengers. So yeah, you can prepare for that if you want to watch it before we do and or watch along with us. Also, I mean, we're going to try to do more things in 2018. I want to go on, like we did, go on the road again.
Yeah, our worldwide local tour.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Go to different places, record at different places, stuff like that. Maybe try to do more YouTube videos, maybe do different like challenges with YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look forward to that. We're gonna be doing a lot more stuff. We're certainly not stopping anytime soon. So,
no.
Yeah, it should be.
It's been a good year.
Yeah, it has. All right. Here's where you can listen to all of our episodes. You can go to worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Just search World War G. On the social media, you can find us at facebook.com/WorldWarG podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast. You can also find all of our merchandise and t-shirts designed by Colton at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. So this has been World War G episode 159. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
Stay geeky, my friends.
And Happy New Year.
Yeah. Stay geeky in the new year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That should be a song.
Right?
That's all, folks.